Hello everyone. I'm going to explain about the BLOB Store application that I've built using C language. So let's quickly jump into the description of the application. BLOB actually stands for binary long object. Any multimedia files that we store on our disks can be treated as binary data. Now BLOB Store is a collection of this binary data. What the application does actually is it provides uploads and downloads, and we can also delete a file that is present on the BLOB Store. I have used a binary file that can be created using fsutil command on the command prompt. When a multimedia file is opened in a binary format, it looks something like this. This is a PNG file. When opened in a hex editor, this is not the complete file but just a part of it. Well, this application uses a client server model. The client just sends in inputs into the application, and all the processing is done by the client and server. So how does the server actually handle data that is coming into or leaving the server? I have divided the data that is handled here into two types. Like one is character streams and the other is blocks. Character streams are basically used to send the data or messages from the server to client. Let's say if the server wants to send the user a prompt or a message, character streams are used. What are character streams? Character streams are just byte streams, and blocks are used to send or receive data. If we are doing an upload or a download, blocks are used. What I've learned while building this application is that, let's imagine there's a buffer between client and a server, and this buffer has a limit on it. Hence, blocks are used. Coming to the data management of the blob store, a bit vector is used. Now this bit vector is used to denote if a particular block on the blob store is empty or full. This is actually used to handle or search for a free chunk of space on the blob store. Let's imagine if a bit vector is a boolean array. If the boolean value is 0, that means that that particular chunk of that particular block of data is empty, and if it is 1, it is full. This is the view of a bit vector when a file that occupies 34 blocks is inserted onto the blob store, and when we insert one more file, it looks something like this. Now when we delete the first file, the initial blocks are now empty. Now if a new file comes in, and if the file is small enough to fit in the recently emptied chunk of data, then that particular block is allocated to the new incoming file. And if the new incoming file is larger than that particular empty chunk, it will be stored after the second file. Okay, let me just walk you through the execution of the code. Let's start off with the execution of server.exe, then client.exe. Let's say user ID 1. It says no users. Let's create a user, and this user that is being created is created on the server side. Let's give the username as mrnd. Successfully created user with user ID 1. Let's go through each of the options. Current user details. Since he has no files yet, the file count is 0 and there are no files displayed. Let's add a few files. Let's see what files we have. let's add rev and questions. rev.png, and then file got successfully uploaded. We'll add one more, questions.png. Let's see if those got added. Yes, those files are appearing on the user details, and the file count has increased to 2. Now let's delete a file, and this is a tricky part, deleting a file and then checking if the order of the, or if the actual blob file got corrupted. Now let's delete file number 1. Successfully deleted file number 1, and then we'll try to download the second file. This will ensure that there is no corruption in the data present in the blob store. So enter the file number is 2. Let's say we download it to abcd.png. File successfully downloaded to abcd.png. Let's go back and check. Yeah, the file that we have downloaded is actually the file that we have uploaded. This is questions.png, then this is abcd.png. So that's it. This is how the BLOB Store works. Thank you.